Wizard of Oz, Chapter 24. Home Again. Aunt Em had just come out of the house to water the cabbages when she looked up and saw Dorothy running toward her. "My darling child," she cried, folding the little girl in her arms and covering her face with kisses. "Where in the world did you come from?" "From the land of Oz," said Dorothy gravely. "And here is Toto, too. Oh, Aunt Em, I'm so glad to be home again." This is the end of chapter 24. That was a really, really, really short chapter. So, that was The Wizard of Oz. That's the whole book. There's 18, 20 of them, I think. Something like that. Depending on if you count the ones not written by L. Frank Baum. Toto has or the Woodman has a book. The Scarecrow has a book. The Wizard shows up again. Glinda shows up all over the place. In the next one, you meet the rightful ruler of Oz. But anyway, a whole bunch of books. But I'm not going to read Oz next. Maybe later I'll read another one. Maybe in a few years you'll make a series of videos reading them to me. That would be cool. But I said this was a really short chapter, and this isn't like the shortest chapter in a book that I've read. When I was in 4th or 5th grade, I read a book called How to Eat Fried Worms. And every worm was a chapter. And the kid had a bet, had to eat so many fried worms. And there was one chapter that was like a simple diary entry. June 18th, ate fried worm. Something like that. It's like 2 sentences or something like that. It's like, really? Is that the whole chapter? But then, like, the first worm went on for 7 or 8 pages. 10 pages, 12 pages. I mean, the first worm took forever because you have to build up the plot of why he's eating the worm. Getting up to eating it. So, chapter 24, Dorothy's home. Now realize that, once again, in a difference between the book and the movie, in the book, the house was literally in Oz. And the whole thing wasn't a dream, because in the movie, Dorothy wakes up in Kansas. Everything's back to black and white. Everything's gray. And she's just hit her head and dreamt it all. Here, Dorothy was missing for long enough to build a house. I mean, think, how many days... They spent 3 or 4 days walking through Munchkin Land. The Wizard held them for a week before he even saw them. Then he held them... Then there was like a week across the country of the Winkies. The witch held Dorothy prisoner for a few days. Held them prisoner for a few days. Getting back, Oz jerking them around some more, saying, "No, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that." A few more days with the balloon. 4 or 5 days south of Glenda. Dorothy was gone for a month and a half at least. So, this is huge time. It's like, where were you? I came from Oz. Well, that is The Wizard of Oz, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed reading it. And have a great day.